and enjoying a special edition of Operation Support Local presents Showstoppers in collaboration with SheShopsLocal.ca. And of course, those Showstoppers, they'll be at the bottom of the screen scrolling along, and we'll introduce you to our next Showstopper in just a moment. But I want to mention also that we are at Alpha Art Gallery, a beautiful spot, 531 Sussex Drive, right here in the heart of the Byward Market, which happens to be just across the courtyard from Oz Kafe, and I'm joined by its owner, Oz Balpinar. Oz, welcome. It's great to have you here. Thanks for making the long trip over. Really appreciate it.
Such a chore.
Oz, tell me about the beginning of your, your love for the culinary world and the restaurant business.
Sure. I sort of happened to fall into the industry. I didn't necessarily grow up in it, but after living in Toronto and Vancouver, I moved back to Ottawa, and was sort of a bit. I noticed there was a bit of a lack of late night dining in Ottawa.
Okay.
So that was sort of when restaurants closed their kitchens at 8 or 9 during the week and maybe 10 p.m. on weekends. And as a bit of a night owl, I found it a bit difficult to consistently get good food in the city that wasn't, fast food or a place to go and catch up with your friends that you hadn't seen in a while. So
some
Oz
artisanal
Kafe,
cocktails a little bit later on.
Yeah,
In the
and
evening.
it just kind of became a spot for go-to that became a bit of a hub for the industry folks that work till 11 in restaurants. Now they had a place to go to come and hang out and unwind their day that most people do at 6 p.m. We do at 11 or 12.
It's so interesting you say that, because you know how I was introduced to Oz Kafe? I was at another restaurant having a cocktail with my wife on their patio, and we were just asking about, where do you guys dine? Just having and they suggested we come to Oz Kafe, and that's how I was introduced to your restaurant. This is a true story.
Amazing.
And it's what also amazes me, Oz, is how closely knit the restaurant community is. Is that what you found over your career?
In Ottawa, definitely. I think
Yeah.
I don't think it's the same in other cities. I think it's getting better because restaurants have always been sort of highly competitive with each other, sort of peeking over to see what's on somebody's special board or menu board. And then when I when I came into the industry, I really noticed that there was a community of farmers, growers, restaurateurs, chefs, staff like bartenders, servers, sommeliers. And everyone is in it together, and especially in times like this when it's really evident, right? Because the hospitality industry is suffering, and it's really nice to have people come up with ideas, and there's all sorts of sort of forums where people exchange ideas saying this worked for me, or what's the cheapest way to get this item, or it's been, everyone's sort of rallying together, and I think that sense of community is really important, and it's really nice to be a part of.
Well, let's talk about the food experience. Tell me a little bit about your menu at Oz Kafe.
Sure, of course. Our menu is, in the last 3 years, in our newer location, because we were previously on Elgin for 12 years. In our new location, our chef has been Chef Christine Hartling. She's been with us from day one in the spot across the way here. And her training is, she's a graduate of the Algonquin Culinary Studies program, the chef's program. And her leanings are European-inspired, but very much a seasonal, a short, concise menu with something for everyone. She pays a lot of attention to the sides as much as the stars of the dishes, which is always a nice surprise in places.
Yeah.
And basically using a lot of the same suppliers a lot of our friend restaurants use, like Mariposa Farms, and trying to support local as much as we can. So a lot of our, everything is made in-house basically. Some of our cured meats come from Creel and Gambrel in Kingston, which are fine artisanal, cured meats. I want to say salamis and sausages.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about this.
Sure.
You mentioned that, and cured meats are a part of the, I think one of the most popular things you do is your charcuterie and cheese boards. And this is today's showstopper. So tell me a little bit about what we have on the plate here.
So we have some salmon gravlax made in-house, cured for 6 days with dill and salt and I'm trying to think the other ingredient.
Yeah.
But our sort of house-made gravlax. We have a Calabrese Italian salami from Creel and Gambrel in Kingston. We have a duck rillette that's made with Mariposa duck from
so good.
Duck rillette. We have a number of cheeses. So Quebec cheeses. We have a beef terrine here. Our beef comes from Enright Farms. And then we have our little pickled vegetables, our chutneys, a smoked tomato chutney, pickled pickles, pickled shallots, pickled cauliflower, garlic, shallots, I said that already, raisins, and then, so it's a little plate of food that you can put together. Each item is sold separately, basically on the menu.
Yeah, so you can build it yourself.
You can build it yourself based on how hungry you are, how many people you're sharing with. how much cheese to meat or whatever you're interested in. And it comes with all the accoutrements and the sides, and you can.
I think that's what makes yours unique, right? Is the fact that you can build
It's
your
not
own.
pre-selected.
Yeah, well, a lot of restaurants, it is what it is, right?
Yeah.
And you guys, and you've also brought some beautiful bubbly over here and some craft beers. Again, I imagine that's part of the experience as well as local craft beers, and then you have a wonderful selection of wines.
Yeah, and it makes a fun night out, whether it's just like you're coming in for that specifically, or that's the beginning or the end of your dinner. It allows people the option to pick and choose as much or as little as they like, and we're started to doing a fair bit of takeout, which also everything shows up for you in the boxes, and you can just put it out on your your platters at home for your holiday entertaining within your social bubble, of course. But yeah, it's a sort of a fun, fancy.
Nice.
Easy
I noticed
meal.
this bubbly is open. Maybe you should, pour a couple of glasses.
I shall.
Yeah, of course, takeout and delivery. Want to mention to everybody but you are closed. Is it Monday, Tuesdays?
Mondays and Tuesdays at the moment.
Right.
Normally we're 7 days a week, and normally we are open till 2 a.m., including our kitchen.
Right.
But the new COVID restrictions, we're open till 9 p.m. Done at 10. Last call for food and drinks is at 9. And we've decided to take Mondays and Tuesdays off just to give our staff a break as well, because we've had to cut back our staff.
Yeah, and I know that's not easy for an owner to do.
No, it's hard.
It's a difficult time for everybody. And the holidays just around the corner. A gift card from one of your favorite restaurants, a great gift. I imagine you offer that as well.
We do. We have some gift cards available in any denomination, and not just us, but a lot of great restaurants are offering that as well.
Yeah.
And you can do it electronically, or you can physically go in and or have them mail it directly to where you want to send it to. It's a really important way to support local restaurants right now.
Terrific. Oz, thanks so much for joining us. Really appreciate
Thank you,
it.
Derek.
And I want to mention again our showstopper. Look at this beautiful charcuterie platter. That is our showstopper. Again, all of those showstoppers throughout the show, they'll be scrolling on the bottom of the screen, so keep an eye on that. And of course, you can get those over at SheShopsLocal.ca. Let's head over to Tyler Keeley for a little bit more music. Tyler, take it away.
You were missing out, a shadow of a doubt. Learn to live without all that impedes you. Your head is hanging low, you're stronger than you know. Your fear of letting go will not release you. You could ask anybody, you could ask anyone, but I believe in a good thing that is yet to come. I could remind you of love, I could provide you with what you deprive yourself of all of the time. There you go again, your back is up against the walls that you invent. They taunt and tease you. All that I propose is narrowing your scope. Draw your bow and arrow and aim to please you. Can't save everybody, you couldn't save everyone, but I believe in a good thing that is yet to come. I could remind you of love, I could provide you with what you deprive yourself of all the time. So turn around and you'll see you're doing the same thing to me. We could remind us of what we need to survive, to survive.